So it's all a fight. I'm talking getting scrappy with it. You, all knuckled up, glorious, Mortal Kombat. I've played Mortal Kombat many times. It's been a few years for me, but there are so many. Aren't they in the double digits by now, that video game series, Mortal Kombat? And I think I played the most when I was younger, like a teenager. Oh, the old school ones. I would always pick Scorpion. And I'm giving you this quick example because this is your life, bro. Exactly like that. Okay, maybe we should not take it to the extreme just yet. So let's dial it down, and we're not going to talk about the fatalities and the crazy get over here's and all those moves, but the nature of combat. This is you. Okay, let's do this solo, one on one. You versus an opponent in an arena, and it's a fight to the death. Imagine that for a second, though. I feel like guys, I mean, maybe modern men less. We don't do it as much in the 21st century. Perhaps this is a more prevalent imagination that would strike a man on the daily back in the day. And maybe even the further back you go, the more a man would fantasize about this stuff. Or I'm just weird like that because I feel like I fantasize about this quite often. And that is just being in that situation. I don't know, like pick your opponent. It can be fictional, it doesn't have to be human, or it can just be somebody you really don't like. This is a coworker or something like that. You ever seen Fight Club? I got to bring up Fight Club because there's that scene with Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. Am I butchering the actors' names? Are those their actual names? Is Tyler Durden and Tyler Durden actually? Forgive me, because that's actually the main spoiler right there. But it's that scene where they're using the bathroom together. I'm just realizing how that sounds right now. But technically Tyler's using it by himself. Okay? And he's doing that monologue thing. So it's Tyler Durden and Tyler Durden in the bathroom. And the conversation is, if you could pick anyone, any man that's ever been alive in all of human history to fight, bare knuckle style, fisticuffs, who would you pick? And then they're thinking about, like, oh, like who would I fight? What did he say? Well, I think Edward Norton was like Gandhi. Like, oh, interesting choice. And what did Brad Pitt say? His dad? If not his dad, was it Abe Lincoln? It doesn't matter. You got to put yourself in this setting. Every single day of your life that you are trying to make a decision to do better. This can be for anything. I want to be careful and super specific right here. The nature of the fight is in everything that you do that you want to be better. This is why the arena really does exist. Not in some kind of imaginative, fantastical way. I just like explaining things like that. But it is very physical and mental and emotional. It is absolutely spiritual. Spiritual might be the biggest one, but before we go there, let's just use your life right now. Everything that is happening to you currently. Life could be dandy, like really awesome right now. You'd be exceptionally blessed. And I don't know of anyone who would describe their lives like that. Oh my God, everything is rainbows and sunshines, or sunshine and rainbows. It doesn't matter, both right now. I know a lot of people that have a lot of complaints. I mean, we all do. I know a lot of people that would say, no, this is wrong, and that's wrong, and this is wrong, and that's wrong, and all sorts of issues and problems and dilemmas and debacles we were all dealing with individually. It's so interesting. In this 21st century, we all have so much in terms of surplus. Okay, scratch surplus in terms of abundance, in terms of capability, in terms of technological wonder for a man. Like specifically, hey, this is a male self-improvement podcast. For a man, you know exactly what I'm talking about, bro. You know exactly what I mean. We don't have to take it there. This is not that kind of episode. Sometimes I do an episode like that, but that's not this one. In that kind of world, everything's a click, click, swipe, scroll. I don't know, face, eye, pupil, blink away from unlocking wherever the frick you want. And yet, we have all of these problems. Excess? You know what I mean, bro? You feel me on that right now? Too much consumption? Too much of just idleness sitting there. I don't want to move a muscle. I just want things to happen to me. And that's not how life works. But it is how the internet and the virtual worlds you and I engage with so much nowadays. I mean, you know what I'm saying, bro? But come on, man. I feel like this is more of a vibey, you just like if you're trying to chill, then we having a conversation kind of thing. Fair enough. I am still a talking head, and this is still a video that you found on the internet. Okay. Perhaps you can't see me. I'm in your ear. You're on Spotify. Maybe. But still, I mean, even this is material content consumption. And you and I do so much of that. So there's a massive disparity right there. That's a big difference between how real life works and how the internet and how these virtual worlds work. Movies, brother. Shows, streams, anime. I freaking love anime. Oh my God. Are you watching Jujutsu Kaisen The Culling Game right now? I know it's only coming out. It's like 6 episodes. It comes out once a week. It's every Friday. I'm literally like sitting there Friday waiting for the next episode. It's so good. Alas, I cannot deep dive into Jujutsu Kaisen right now. That's actually, just part of the point. That's what I'm trying to say. There is so much to seek on the internet that is a part of what you're interested in, what you like, what you enjoy, what you love. And so you do it all the time. Okay, fair enough. And you can really live like that. The very overly dramatic, poetic statement I am now able to say, is that really living, though? And this is where tonight's episode takes a turn for the bitter, I want to say. This is where most men, including myself, I'm very safely assuming you too. If not you, brother, you way ahead of the curve. What are you doing here? It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like we can still chill. But most men, the resentment begins to build when you realize I have to stay here in order to hold on to everything that I can so comfortably consume on the daily. That's just facts. That's just facts. Before I move on, I'm going to be even more ultra careful right here. Because God knows how many hours you and I are clocking in and clocking out every single day of every single week in order to freaking survive. So it's after survival. And you don't see, that's the thing. You don't have that much time left after you're done surviving. I had somebody comment on one of my videos or shorts or whatever, and I said that, and they were like, "This is so real." I completely agree. It is very real. This society, okay, this world that we have built in the modern world, specifically during this time period of the digital era, you really do have to, Should it be negotiable? Maybe. But the system and society and 100%. I mean, come on. Ain't no way. I think everybody, I think anyone who, like even teenagers, I feel like are understanding this because, you know what I'm saying? Because info is really widespread like that nowadays. I mean, if you have a screen, you got Wi-Fi, but bam, what do you want to know? Everyone knows everyone all the way up top, whatever up top means. 100% they are making sure you and I do not get to negotiate with this. And so that's if you want to be, on grid, like if you want to have, I'm saying, stuff, you just the even basic necessities, you want to be a part of society. You want to just live as a normal civilian citizen. You're gonna have to survive. Now, how do you do that? Basic survival, basic necessities: food, water, electricity, Wi-Fi, shelter, clothing, all that good stuff. Okay, everyone needs this stuff. You're going to be giving up a large majority of your life, brother, just to have those things. And that's going to take a certain amount of time. I want to say those in a good spot right now. And this is painful to say. And you let me know if you agree or not down in the comments below. This is quite painful to say, but you're in a pretty, in my whole opinion, you're in a pretty darn good spot. If you're doing that every single week, just clocking 40. Just 40, no more than 40. That's just Monday through Friday. That's just 9 to 5. The traditional, classic 9 to 5er. So you're getting your evenings back and you get weekends back, and that's a decent chunk of time every single week, but it's still not like it's not that much. How nice would it be if we could Jetson style, step into what are those glass tube teleporters? Is this the wrong show? Is this Futurama instead? And you just hop in, and then it's like, and boom, you're at work. Okay. No. Okay. What the heck? I don't care like what your mode of transportation is. You're definitely going to be going through a certain period of commuting. Or maybe you work from home, or maybe you're hybrid. That's dope. But many, they got to go somewhere else. That's time. You making sure you live to see the next day. Okay. So that's eating and drinking and going to the bathroom. That's time. You see? 8 hours, 8 solid hours. Because for my example, we're just doing the 40-hour work week. That's time. How much are you left with? Bro, that's got to be like 2-3 hours a night. Like clean time. Like, it's like, oh no, I get back. It feels like your evenings start earlier than that. Oh no, it has to be. What? No, I'm home at like 6, 7 or something like that. Typical 9 to 5er. I'm home at like 6, 7 p.m. something like that. I don't sleep till like 10, 11 p.m. No, it's not 2 or 3 hours. But I'm talking about like you don't have to do anything. Like no, like you're all good. Everything's all set. There's no errands. There's no chores. You don't have to eat or drink. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're fully hydrated. You're full from dinner. You're good now. You're really good now. You can just put your feet up. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by clean time. It's like 2 to 3 every single night. Okay. Saturdays and Sundays is all you. Any adult knows that's BS. That's never true. Saturdays and Sundays is dedicated to everything that you can't do while you're working for your boss or while you're being the boss. That means that small chunk right there, that small period of time every single week you get back, what is this, like 20, maybe roughly 20 hours a week is clean time, truly yours. It all belongs to you, every single minute. Who in their right mind is not going, what man specifically in his right mind is not going to use that time for whatever he wants? This is what I was saying earlier. That's the consumption. I don't want to move. I literally, I want to be still. I don't want like just, you know what I'm saying? I just need my perception. I just need to be able to see and hear. Okay. Headphones. Okay. Screen, full screen, 4K, perhaps slow motion. That's kind of out of pocket, but I mean, it depends on what you're getting up to, brother. And that's all right there. And I just want to do this until I have to go back to sleep because I know everything that I just did so that I could have that small window of me time is going to happen again and again and again and again for the rest of your life. Something like 65 or something like that. Hey, I'm really not trying to be an ageist like that. Anyone that's older than 65, anyone that may see this that's retired right now is like, what are you trying to say? I'm not alive. I'm not living life. No, no, no. Of course. I don't think anyone could debate me on this though. In terms of your most youthful and energetic years, what's that going to be? That's going to be the big chunk. Funny enough, that's the big chunk society takes. I literally digress. I'm not trying to give that any connotation. I'm just saying, okay, it's like what 21 to 65. Let's rewind a little bit. So 21 to 50. You know that's a human. That's the majority of a human being's prime. It's youth, and it's also I mean those years right there are just you want to talk about your healthiest, statistically speaking, just like your most biologically resilient years, it's those few decades. Every single day, every single week. Sure. PTO, sure. Annual vacations, excuse me, sure. But most of it is going to be work. Now, this is the problem. This is where the combat comes in. This is where the real fight begins. We all know this and we all live like this. But at what point does a man have to accept, okay, you're going to have to do something now. If that is your life and you're living it like that, but you continually feel, really empty, you're really unhappy. Like, not too deep. You're just straight up sad. You're just sad. You're just kind of like, I don't care about my job at all. I wish I had a different job. I wish I could pay my bills differently. I wish what I did meant something to you, to anyone. I mean, just really just more meaning in general. I believe priority should be you. It should be meaningful to you first. But at the very same time, I personally do not believe that's a bad thing to do something in this world that creates meaning for others. Like whatever it is, whatever a human being could get up to, where another human being could perceive it in real time and be like, wow, this is giving me some meaning. Both are wonderful. It's just if you're going to talk about a what should be first and what should be second, like priorities, of course it should fulfill you first. And if you don't have any of that ever, that's a brutal life. If at this moment you possibly are thinking, you must be talking about that kind of bitterness. You're thinking, oh, this is why life would be bitter. No. This is really what I mean by true bitterness in the male human experience. It's not that women don't go through this either. Yes. I mean, this is a crazy news flash. Not to you, to me. Women are human beings too. Okay. Women make the world go round. All right. I feel like I have to say that because I just really don't want to be attacked. But separating, okay, that half of our species, this is for the boys. Okay. As a man in this world, anything you want is going to be on you. I don't care where you go. I don't care who you talk to, unless they have a very a bit of a misconception about how the world works. I'm going to say it very gently like that. Anyone and everyone is, I believe, is going to tell any man the moment, the very moment you or me declares, thinks, I want more. I want to be better. I want to do better in life. I want to go there. I want to meet this person. I want to have this. I want to be able to do this. I want to be healthy. I want to get jacked. I want financial freedom. I want romance to lead to loving and loyal marriage with many, many, many children. Like some of the, I believe, some of the greatest treasures for any man in any period of human history, then, now, or the future. Some of those things are right there. Your health, your wealth, your life partner, your romance, love. You want to go deeper than that, bro. Then we're beginning to pierce layers of fulfillment, meaning, identity. Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing? And brother, where are you trying to go? This is why I am so passionate about self improvement, about self discovery, and self actualization. The problem, though, is that for you and me to engage with these activities and these lifestyles, I mean, I guess you could say they're kind of philosophies too. We have to fight. And on top of that, I see this and I want you to see what I see. It's a guarantee. It's not a maybe. It's not like, well, come on, that depends how you do it. Or like, you would have to ask the individual man, where is he trying to go? What is he trying to do? I say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's greater than him currently. If it's gonna push him and stretch him to, higher heights, to further depths, to greater distances, maybe limits that he's never witnessed before and that he's never experienced before. Or perhaps it's just the very next step. Anything that's just further than where you are right now and what you have right now, that is a fight. No matter what, it's a fight. So if you want to use my example, and I want to try to ground all of this now in practicality for the modern man working a 40-hour work week. That means the free time that he gets back in the evenings to himself, he has to consciously make that choice. I'm tired. I mean, this is what I call it. This is work after work, because your life doesn't get to start until you're done with work. That's the game. That's the game, and it's brutal. I believe that young people today, so young men, I am specifically targeting Zoomer and Alpha men for this point, because they are the most youthful generations right now of this country that are grown. I might be totally wrong, but the betas are babies right now, right? So I think they're doing their baby thing, right? But for men who have finished puberty, this is alphas and zoomers. The most youthful, youngest. I want to say they have the most potential. Alpha and zoomer men understand so much about the world because of the availability of data and information. because that's the only world they know of. They grew up with it. They don't know a world where that didn't exist yet. So, for these men, what I'm talking about tonight is not some crazy revelation. I mean, if you can kind of just, if you even have a general sense of what's going on, you see it. You totally see it. And you know, respect. A lot of these young kings, they're calling it for what it is. Perhaps their terminology or their lingo is a bit extreme. Maybe the older generations, the Xers and up, would say that. But it seems to me a very accurate description of current events. And I hear these young kings, chanting slavery, a trap. It's a scam. It's BS. The game, society, the system, it's rigged. That's what they're saying. Because you have to do what the life you want requires you to do after survival. So, and this is if it's 40. If it's not 40 and you're doing 50, you're doing 60 hours a week, very common nowadays. It's after that. What's that looking like? What's that looking like? That's looking like an hour or two, if he's lucky, every single night. Or maybe he literally, like, it's not physically possible. So what is that, like one day off a week or something like that? It's so real. The struggle, like the grind. My deep dive tonight is the war, combat, the battle. It's so real. It's not even funny. Now you can't have combat and you can't have a proper fight without identifying an opponent. Here's the thing, bro. For you to get better, for you to really, because I struggle with all of this stuff myself, and I have been all my life. I've only gotten a little bit better over the years because I'm genuinely trying nowadays. Maybe that's the biggest difference between me right now in my 30s and when I was in my early 20s, over a decade ago. When you are genuinely trying, everything in your life, your reality, everything is just, in terms of difficulty, is immediately dialed up. Because you don't get to be comfortable anymore. You don't get to always have fun anymore. It's not about you anymore. It's about other people, especially in business. It's about your family. It's about your future. It's about all of these things that are greater than a man and his current situation. But it is the current situation, though, that justifies. This is why I say a sane man, a man in his right mind, because it's crazy it's crazy to not want to chill and just relax and just do what you want to do. See, this is why it's brutal. You deserve to. I'm eh, do I want you to get jacked and get rich and find your queen and have tons of kids and all that good stuff and be joyous, fulfilled, purposeful, masculine, intentional? I really do want these things for you, bro. But it's that it's that brutal. It, mm, just heart-wrenching, excruciating realization. If you want these things in life, not only will you begin the fight every single day, it will be the most difficult fight of your entire life, hands down. I call this, in typical Pillars of Man podcast, very dramatic fashion, I call this the King's Arena. It's not LARPing. It's not, I don't know, IRL RPG. It's nothing like that. You are not better. Like you and me, we're not better than anybody else. It is not to have a superiority or God complex of any kind. And it absolutely has nothing to do with narcissism. It's the simple fact that a true king is going to be able to govern himself. You are demanded to rule over your own reality. And that's actually quite simple. To rule over your own reality is to be responsible over your daily choices and decisions and the actions that result from what you pick, what you choose, and what you decide. Making the right ones, making the ones that you know you need, making the ones that you continue to put off, that you don't want to do, that are like so difficult for you to do. And this is what I've said for most of my life. It's also what I hear from other guys around me who are struggling in a very similar fashion. Perhaps you see yourself in some of these. And I want to say the most common ones are, I'm just really lazy. I'm a lazy dude. I don't like to move. I don't like to get up. I'm always, you see my chair, right? It can recline and it has a footrest. I freaking love this chair. And best believe I recline and I use the leg rest, footrest, whatever, every single day. It's so comfortable. It's freaking amazing. I fall asleep a lot in this chair, actually. All right. So that's what it is. The comfort and the ease and the simplicity of it. I believe all men at a certain point, at a certain level, we're all creatures of habit. We're going to do what we know, what is familiar, what we've been doing for years, especially when you do it day in and day out. It's conditioning. It's safe. Your brain, I mean, homeostasis, bro. Your brain is just so used to this. You know, what do you mean? Whoa, where are we going? What are you doing? This is not the usual. Why are we not doing the usual? The usual is safe. It's what we know. It's very predictable. You know what it's going to give you, and you like it. You might even love it. And that's why you'll keep doing it every single day. What happens when those, habits, those outcomes of what you're used to and how you live every single day? What happens when they're not giving you the life that you want? That's the thing. It may be the very opposite. That you are living a life you don't want. You might be surviving. That's wonderful. It's helping you stay alive. That's freaking awesome. And then on top of that, you're getting a little bit of time back in which you're even able to enjoy yourself. You're just like, it's 2026. Most of enjoying oneself is now virtual. But that's the whole universe. You want to talk about what do you want to read? What do you want to watch? What do you want to see? Who do you want to talk to? Topic, niche, community, team, side, click. Where can you not go on the www dot? your best life. That's one place that you won't be able to go. Not like that. The internet has become an instrumental tool. It's essential now to live your best life. But it isn't your best life. Your best life is behind all the decisions and choices that, however, individually, for your unique situation in life, however they're difficult for you, those are the ones. I'm lazy, or I am a big procrastinator. I always wait. Tomorrow, later. I don't feel like it right now. I'll feel like it eventually. That's actually just translation for it's never going to happen. It has to happen now. The later, like just quote unquote later, it's a trick. It's kind of it's almost like this mechanism that a man will come up with in order to intentionally delay and prolong. Because if you can push something away from you forever, isn't that the same as staying away from it for forever? The laziness, the procrastination, I don't have any motivation, I don't have any discipline, etc., etc. You do. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't. There's nothing out there. I'm not talking about planet Earth. I'm talking about, I believe, this whole freaking universe. I know that's like, okay, dude, that's a that's a lot. That's a lot up there. Okay, for all we know, there's literally Kryptonians and Saiyans that share a planet together somewhere out there. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, okay, cosmic stuff. I'm saying it. I'm freaking saying it. There is nowhere in this known universe, in this reality of your life, that you are going to be able to find what you already have. Now, it is at this point in tonight's episode, if you are thinking, okay, so how do I magically become disciplined, determined, motivated, hardworking, diligent, all that good stuff? All that good stuff. Courageous. Okay. Did I already say masculine? Throw masculine in there again if I said it. All of those things, those are all a part of the fight. In the King's Arena, in order to properly rule over your reality, you're going to have to do combat with these areas of your life. So when you do that, who exactly will you be fighting? Brother, that's going to be you. That's why I call you a king. Straight up, bro. That's why. Because this is the acceptance of your journey to be able to fully conquer, dominate, and control, govern yourself. You are not so easily moved and swayed by what you must have in the moment. It's not fair. I want to be omega, okay, giga clear about this tonight. It is freaking ridiculous is what it is. Okay. I keep saying brutal because that's the word that keeps popping in my head immediately. It's really painful. It is very difficult. Okay. Getting super fancy with it. It is extremely arduous. You want to talk about burden? You want to talk about the most epic journey possible? Because every single step, you know what I'm saying, makes Sisyphus. Do you know Sisyphus? the fable or the myth of Sisyphus, the man cursed to roll a boulder up a hill for the rest of his life. Okay, okay. When you take your King's Arena seriously, you making Sisyphus look like, you know what I'm saying? What he does is a walk in the park. I've done a deep dive on Sisyphus before. I love that myth, that story, because when you really do get into your own life and you start taking those fights, it's not necessarily a walk in the park, but a deeper meaning to that is Sisyphus enjoys doing that every single day, which sounds absolutely insane. How is that possible? It's all he does. That's his curse. You know, right? The sun rises, Sisyphus wakes up, yawns, stretches, my man gets to rolling. And that's it. That's it. A simple life, an honest life. But that's really it. And just, uh, you know, grunting and grinding his teeth, all right? Muscles clenched, okay? Straining, pushing, sweating his freaking butt off, pushing that boulder up every single day. And then it doesn't matter because that's the curse. It will come back down, okay? All right? Either it just comes back down, something like when it's time for him to sleep, the day's over, or the mad lad somehow almost makes it up to the top. That for sure guarantees that like activates the reset and it comes all the way back down. And that's his life. How do you enjoy that? Like that is so freaking crazy. What kind of mental gymnastics? What kind of psychological evolution or um, enlightening development does a man have to go through in order to enjoy something like that? You and me are going to go through a very similar process. It's just our boulder, my fight, your fight, any man's King's Arena is you dealing with the most difficult parts of your own life. If you want to be healthy and look great, I mean, you gotta lock in the diet and you gotta go to the gym. But for some guys, guys who are just like, that's nothing. What do you mean? How is that hard? How is that hard for you? I can't take those guys serious. The nature of the difficulty, it exists. It just exists. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to be, stuck up. Like you want to be Chad like that, and just be like, not for me. Fair enough. I just believe that challenge, it's there. It's there for all of us. For you, bro, you just need to be able to understand that you already have everything you need to face it. It's not that you're going to win, and it's not that it's going to be easy, and it's not that you won't fail and mess up and, quit or anything like that. It's the simple fact that even though you may do that, you will always return to the challenge, because every time you return to the challenge is you taking the fight once more. Every single time you do that, you are in your arena. It's happening. It's happening right now. You are fighting. And if there's one result that you can guarantee from fighting, that result is evolution. That's the promise. I don't believe it's possible for me to go further than that. Maybe it is. Definitely not yet. That's a future version of myself. But as of right now, to the very best of my understanding, the reason why I say I can't go any further for you is because I'm promising you. I mean, I lived in myself. I see it in any and every. You might have your own handful of favorites. You might know some yourself. You probably do. But in any and every single story of success or a win or, a victory of any kind for any man anywhere, anywhere, all right, still alive, past, it was in the fight. It's always in the fight. It has to be in the fight. Now, this is what I'm talking about. It exists. It's so real. The nature of combat is so important for a man. And it's not like an actual fight club. You're not beating anybody up. You're not hurting anyone. You are demanded, you are called to do combat with yourself, because that choice, you're going to get one every single day. You can do it or you cannot do it. If you don't do it, that's your choice. But if you do it, you're going to have to push yourself. You're going to have to force yourself to. And that's why you're fighting yourself. Because of that friction, you know what I mean? Like that tension right there. Oh, I know I should. It's that time. It's that time. If I don't go to the gym now, I'm not going for the rest of the day. And I'll this will have been another day I lived in which I didn't go. And that's not the end of the world. But the fact of the matter is, that's another day. That's more time that you and I can never have back, that could have been dedicated to helping you get closer to what you want, taking you to where you really want to go. There's no other way around this. Maybe I should say, there's no other way to do this, bro. The King's Arena it's an absolute beast, because it feels like you're fighting a monster. If I don't go, I can stay here. And if I stay here, I know I'll be comfortable. I know it's going to feel great. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it feels awful. But it could still be a lot easier to do. That's what makes this stuff so difficult. And most men today are refusing this fight. That's an individual choice. That's going to come down to whether you really want it or not. I think that while you are thinking about all of this, how much regret do you think you'll have when you make it to the end of your line? However much time that is. That could be 1 year. That could be 100. Nobody knows. You're just going to have to live it, brother. But when you've lived all of it, how do you think that regret is going to hit you? I did have that time. I had all those choices, because you get at least one a day. And every single choice that you made was the one that never put you in the fight. You never stepped foot into your own King's Arena. And you never got to experience or try and witness what it would be like to evolve into the best version of you. That I leave that up to you. That's my closing thought for tonight's episode. That's at the deepest level, maybe not the deepest, but at a much deeper level, that's what it really is. money, success, women, you know what I'm saying? Rewards and outcomes and fame, or like, people cheering you on, all that stuff comes and goes. It might happen, it might not. Even if it does, it might not happen in the way that you want to, you know? I wouldn't know. I mean, those sweeter stages of life, I'm really trying to climb up there myself. But I've heard from, many opinions just uh, um, uh, by coming across the people that I've met in my personal life. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. But if you do want to see what it would be like to grow into a greater version of yourself, then please, you have to try and take the fight. Even if it's a little bit, even if it's tiny steps, that's okay. You have to, little by little, 5 minutes, and grow that into 10 minutes, and you grow that into 15 minutes. I'm so serious. Please do not underestimate yourself in this way. Please do not think that efforts like that are wasted, and that they don't matter. They absolutely do matter, because that's what it comes down to. That's how you grow, because those are fights. Even if it's a little bit of time. You know, I it's so painful. It's so difficult. It's so hard for me. I think I can only do this for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to spend, like if you have 2 free hours, clocking out of an 8, 10, 12 hour shift, you got a couple hours before you really got to go to sleep again, or what I'm saying, or you're asking for a terrible like zombie day tomorrow. You got a couple hours, and you don't give both those hours to whatever you want, because that's what you always do. Instead, you do whatever you want for an hour and 15 minutes. But for 10 minutes, brother, you lock in. You just fight. You just fight. I don't know. I don't know what, like, if you were to ask me right now, well, what should I do? Anything. Ask ChatGPT something. Google something. If I wanted to do this to make money, what would that be like? Try to come up with a question, because there's going to be a lot of specifics that you would fill in the blank for. I want to make this much money, and I think it'd be kind of cool if I could do this to make that much money. That's it, bro. And you put that in Google, or you put that in ChatGPT, and then if it gives you a really long answer, maybe just read the first part of that answer. That's 10 minutes, brother. Welcome to the arena. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You just took the fight, and you just fought. Okay, fair enough, for a little bit, but you still fought. And that's what it comes down to, brother. The more you do this, the stronger you get, because that's what the arena does to a man. When the fight is between you, and you can't be killed in this way, it's not fatal. It's just you are going up against the discomfort, the laziness, the habits. How much can you see? Like, all that, there's so much. I know there's systems, there's scientific data and evidence. People have frameworks, people have like there are whole books, and I acknowledge all of that. Find it, read it, consume it, try it. Absolutely. It's just, I guess, a little basic principle I personally live by is that feeling of resistance, friction, struggle, it's unavoidable. And that is the prime ingredient for your best life. That's how you know you are getting better. That is your number one indicator you're growing. It's not like I'm thinking about it or okay, I'll do this and then maybe I'll decide if I start fighting or not. No, as soon as you feel the discomfort, you are in combat now. You got up and you took a stand for yourself. You are fighting for your best life now. As soon as you feel the discomfort, the consistency and success and really making it in life is just how long? How long are you going to stick with it and stay with it? A lot of guys, they quit. It varies from man to man. 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, a few years. Honestly, none of that matters. I believe that what truly matters is if you stop. The name of the game is you never stop. You just live. You just live. You don't stop. Death. Well, I believe God is gonna stop you and me eventually. God is the one to be like, okay, that's enough. You're done now. That's up to God. So for you and me, it's just live. And the very best way to do that, when you know that you have dreams and you have hope and you have goals and you have things that you want to do, you have things that you want to be, places you want to go, people you want to meet, money you want to make, children you want to have, whatever, brother. Step in. And I welcome you. I welcome you as a fellow king and a brother in arms. Step in. And if you're looking for a fellow in his own arena, also trying to take those fights on a daily basis, then by all means, you come check me out here at the Pillars of Man podcast. That's what I do. I talk about a little of everything and anything that goes into God, anime, movies, love, bodybuilding, all aimed at any man trying to become the very best version of himself. I thank you so much for being here, bro. If you like content like this, hit that subscribe button for me. If you're on Spotify, then shoot me a follow wherever you find this. Give me a follow. I'd love to see you again for the next one. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much. Peace.